Okay, YouTube, so this is next episode in the M38 Go Devil build, and we're kind of waiting on parts, so I've been cleaning up some parts, getting ready for the assembly phase of this engine. So while I'm waiting on parts, I decided to take the time, and I treated the oil pan with the electrolysis process and got it cleaned up. So I decided to take this video and dedicate this to all of the U.S. Army mechanics or mechanics in the armed services who are tracking this video. And I know there are several mechanics that are watching this build, so I just want to take the time to say, hey, you know, I was a mechanic for many years in the military, and I kind of understand how difficult that job can be sometimes. And I just want to take the time and dedicate this video to you guys and to one particular soldier that has kind of a special place in my heart. I'm not going to get into any names or anything like that, but I just want to say, hey, you know, thinking about you, bud. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a etching, and I'm going to attach this to the inside of the oil pan, so that in the future, if this engine ever gets tore down again, that the next mechanic will see this and just know that, hey, the last person that was inside this engine took a little bit of pride in what he was doing, and just wanted to take the time and say, hey, I'm going to dedicate this to all the mechanics in the military who do an incredible job under incredible circumstances. So what I've done is taken a piece of sheet metal. Let's see if I can zoom in here. I've taken a piece of sheet metal and printed out on the vinyl cutter. I've got a vinyl cutter down here in the shop, and printed out a piece of vinyl that I have covered this piece of sheet metal with, and you can see that it's covered all the way around, and it's just a piece of 16 gauge sheet metal. Nothing special about it. And I'm going to send it through an electrolysis process, and you can see the mantra there is keep them rolling. And for those of you who are tracking this video, you know what this means, and you know who it regards to. So I'm going to leave it at that. So what I'm going to do is I've covered this in vinyl and have left the letters exposed to the sheet metal. And I've got a power supply set up here that I can control voltage and amperage. And what I'm going to do is I've got a bottle here of vinegar and salt water, which is kind of conductive. And I'm going to drop this down into this container. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove material from the piece of sheet metal that's covered in the vinyl. I'm going to remove material out of it and move it over to this other piece of metal that is the cathode, and I'm going to hook a positive lead to the anode, and you should kind of see an immediate reaction here. Yeah, so you can kind of see the reaction going on here. Let me zoom in here so you can see. So I hope you can see that, and I'm trying to get the power supply in there too. So I hope you can see that. So I'm going to run this at about 1 amp, and you can already see the reaction that's taking place here. So when you do this, I mean, it's pretty good results usually when this process is complete. But you know, you don't want those two pieces of metal to touch. And I'm gonna let this continue to burn for about 20 minutes. And after the 20-minute time span, we'll pull it out and we'll take a look. And this is just kind of dedicated to all of the mechanics who are serving in the U.S. military today. And I'm going to weld this to the inside of the oil pan so that hopefully another mechanic 20 years down the road will see this and kind of wonder, hey, you know what's going on here? What is this all about? So, okay, so we'll continue to monitor the process, and we'll be back as this progresses. Okay, so we're 20 minutes into this, and I'll just come in here and turn the power supply off, and then we'll pull our sample piece out here, and you can already immediately see that it's changed colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the etching so you can kind of see how this looks, or how the end state is. So stand by while I move the camera. Alright, so I'm going to try to keep this in the shot, and let's kind of see how we did here. Alright, so it looks kind of rough, but we'll wipe it down and get it cleaned up. And you kind of see there, get it in the light so you can see kind of what's happened here. So I'll move this off camera over to the buffer, and I'll get this cleaned up, and we'll take a closer look at it. Okay, so we're off the buffer here, and you can see that, you know, that's got a little bit of luster to it. I mean, it's not anything special, and I don't think that, you know, a mechanic is all about shiny and clean. They're just all about functionality. So this is in remembrance of my friend, and I just want to say, hey man, I'm thinking about you. and we'll weld this into the bottom of the oil pan, and I'll get some shots of the final images there. So okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, hey, shoot me an email at chadlhightower@gmail.com, or shoot me an email through the YouTube link. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the photos.